Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Sergeant Alex here, and today I am going to be remodeling the large villager house. To start off, I'm going to remove the entire roof. I'm going to cut most of that out. And keep in mind, I'm not going to have any blueprints or anything for this because the original build that I usually deconstruct to make the blueprint, the file for that got corrupted, so I just have me building the house. I do apologize for this, but I try to make my tutorials as simple as possible, so hopefully everything goes well. Okay, now we have the roof chopped off, and I'm gonna do it a little bit differently than I normally do buildings. I want to figure out where the second floor is going to be, and I'm not going to make it big. It's going after the walls and stuff. It's going to be too wide, so I figured it'd be a nice, cute little storage nook. So I'm marking that out, and then I'm going to go down and figure out how I want to do the first floor, which I believe I just end up chopping off one line to even it out with the second floor. And as you see, I'm just going around laying out the logs to do the framework. And I'm going to do each little section 4 high. So the logs are going to be 4 high in total. You see me placing down layer 1. There's Those blocks will be 2. Hopefully I get to the section where I pop. So I forget what the dimensions of the whole rectangle is, but I do know it's 4 wide, and I go in one block from the original wall. That way the logs and stuff look a little bit more better supported. I believe I go up front and do the same thing. I'm going to push that back one block. No, I'm not. I'm going to build the frame up because that's actually in the correct spot. I'm just putting some logs up with the framework to even it out. And I'm going to add another little addition here after I cut out the wall, which I'm going to fast forward through that little section of me adding the extras, cutting out walls and stuff. Okay, so I deleted the little walls and stuff so I can add 2 little additions to give this building kind of a T shape. And I'm making them even. One thing I didn't notice right now is that I didn't even out the entire building. And when I go around and do the framework for that, I notice it. So I'm just bringing it out 3 blocks, and then I'm going to do the cobblestone around it as the base, keeping that little theme from the original building. And I'm just deleting the rest of the walls now. I'm going to fast forward through that if I haven't already started that. And now I'm just adding the posts. I'm going to bring them 4 high. So there's 2, 3, 4. And I'm just mapping out where I want the logs to be so it looks like it's framing the building. And I'm going to do the 2 on each corner like that. And then in that little middle section there, I go and place 1 log eventually. I think I do that right about now. And I forgot to do it on the other side, but I do take care of it later. I'm going to pop over there right now. And then I'm going to raise them up so they have a total height of 4. So most of them are at 1. I have a couple of 2. And bringing it 4 high. So those got 3. That gets another 3, 3. Those are already 2 high. So 2 more. And basic math, I don't think I need to drone on about it. And then to start closing it off between the logs and stuff, I'm going to do sideways logs at the top just to start connecting our framework and making it look nice and pretty. And it's at this point where I realized that I messed up on the first floor, that the building is not nice and symmetrical. It should be 4 blocks there. So I'm going around figuring it out. I start taking back the cobblestone, and then I delete my post, and then I'm going to take a look at the other side of the building to figure out where exactly I messed up. And it does take a little bit of a second. So I'm looking here, lining up where the cobblestone would go. And then I'm just swapping out what needs to be swapped out. Not too much. Making sure that this is still 3 out. You have to delete 1 row logs, but other than that, it's a pretty simple, quick fix, and I just start putting back the logs for framework. Same thing as the other side. And for the most part, this house is symmetrical when it comes to the walls. The only thing that makes it really special is the roofs, which will come around eventually. And now I'm on to the second floor, which I'm doing the same thing as the first floor. I'm just bringing the blocks up to a height of 4 in total, and then I just do some sideways logs to close it all in. I am thinking about it right now about how the floors would look, and I decide where I have the wooden planks right now is a good idea. And now to play around with the side, it's a little bit of a longer section, so trying to figure out where I want some logs going up on the sides to be. I decide to have 3 in the center and 1 on each end because I am going to put a door in there and be a nice little spot to have a cozy little window. So I'm just going to go around, add those. They're pretty much for appearance purposes. They don't serve anything else. So I'm just going to close that off. And that is it for the supports. Just filling in the floor and doing the walls. I am going to swap out the oak floors here with the spruce planks and do the walls out of oak. And I figure I'd just do a quick little pan around to show what we have so far. Not much, just the framework, and you can sort of figure out where the walls are going to be. Okay, and as I'm swapping out the other floor, I'm gonna keep fast forwarding through the walls and stuff. And it's gonna be rather quick. Um, Pretty much just follow the cobblestone on the first floor and fill that up to the almost second floor level. Should be 3 blocks high with the oak wood, and just do it solid, and then we can figure out where to place the windows from there. And now that we have the first floor walls done, I left a hole there for the doors. I'm thinking about how I want to do the windows. I popped that door hole out for a door, and I'm just punching holes in the wall for windows and such. And pretty much whatever you want to do. I recommend the 2 wides. That way it makes looks a little bit more uniform. I'm thinking here doing a little zigzag pattern. I later decide not to do that. I just punch in regular 2 high windows. And now I'm going to go around and just fill in the second floor, and I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the first with the windows. And just do various 2 highs. And I'm going to punch out another hole and leave it blank so I can put a door in there. Okay, and I'm going to just lay out a spruce here. This spot's going to be a little bit of a balcony. I haven't figured out where I want the actual balcony to be, so I'm just filling it in. And now I'm just going around punching holes for windows in various spots that I think would look nice and pretty. And then I'm going to go and I play around with my colors a little bit. I'm thinking it through. I want to do blue because I like that glass, but I decided that it wouldn't look nice with the actual build from the inside. I don't like how the light blue and the spruce match, so I go ahead and grab some white, and that's usually my default color. And I just go around and fill in all the little windows I punched out. At the second floor, I left that one spot empty just because, as I said before, it's going to be a door. And this is where I see the zigzag and I think about it after deleting a missed pane. And still thinking about it, I pop the doors in and just finish placing the windows. I don't want to keep everything nice and uniform. I wanted to do a 2x2 there, but I couldn't. So I just leave it as is. So we got all the little windows in. This is where I noticed those logs are poking through on the ceiling. I decided to do sideways logs to fill it in, but then I decided the 2 high gap. This is supposed to be a large house, nice little bit of luxurious in my opinion. So I just do my roof material and I do upside down stairs and half slabs to make it look like there's support, but also to cover up those little logs. And I just pop them in the corner there to break up the oak. And I'm just looking around, seeing where else, if there's anywhere else I would like to place logs and stuff. And this is when I decided to tear out the wall and just put 2 regular windows in there because that's what I'm doing on the rest of it. Down to the half slabs. I don't like how it's up there, so I just pop it back level with the rest of it. And that is the low small little front porch slash entryway. Nothing too fancy. And now I'm thinking on how I want to do the inside. You definitely want to light it up with torches and just looking out where a good place to be the ladder is. And I decided on that spot, which was the hole I punched previously. And I just even it out. And now I'm going to go grab some design materials. And I'm just winging the decorations in here. I mean, by all means, decorate the way you want. I'd make that a little bit. That's going to be the bedroom, but I was thinking study at the time. Over here, kitchen area, aka crafting. So put an anvil down. I figure out the brew stand later. Add a ladder to get up and try to place it in the right spots. And up here, as I said, it's not really much of a bedroom. It doesn't serve much of a purpose. And watching me fail with the trapdoors, I just place some chest up here and light it up. And nice happy little trapdoor. Go around and I just place some lights to make sure it's nice and bright. And I just do over here's a little balcony. I light that up and some chests. Not really much of a purpose up here, just to look nice outside and give some storage space. And just light up the inside of your house any way you want to. And since this is a large house and I think it should be nice and luxurious, which is why I have many windows, go around and light the outside of that house up. They can afford it if they're living in a large house. And I'm playing around with the kitchen. I look up there and decide to finish off the roof. Well, I should finish off the inside of the roof, make it look nice and neat. And I'm just closing it off, doing the best I can to make it look symmetrical. And can't do much with that half slab, so I just place another there. I like the two in the corner and the one not in the middle. And there's a secret little hidey hole I found for a little chest. And I want two furnaces, but I want just the appearance of one to kind of make sure it doesn't look too cluttered. So I place one on the floor, and then I'm going to put the brewing stand over it on top of a trapdoor to kind of look like a table. And I wanted to place a fence gate under there to make it look like it was supported, but due to the way the blocks were placed, I couldn't. And just grabbing some more materials. In this little spot here, I'm making more storage and a little bit of an armory. And of course, since I'm putting armor stands, one of them has to be the Creeper King, the other one nice fancy diamond armor. And here I just decide to lay down some carpet to give it more of that fancy theme because the ladder I can't place in that one spot. So I decided to get rid of it and I make little area rugs. Green for the little work area, blue for the nice study, which later becomes the bedroom because I kind of forgot to make room for that. And there I am trying to do the fence gate I mentioned earlier, and that's pretty much it for the inside. Nice cozy little decor, pan around the outside, and then you're going to see me flying really quick to do the bedroom because I forgot that like a dunce. And as you can see, I have a little comparison of the houses. And from this angle, they definitely look difference in size. I mean, from a little aerial view, they're kind of closer. And here I am actually installing the bedroom, trying to figure out where to place it. Looking upstairs, too cramped. Don't want to do it on the balcony because, hey, go out there for your cup of coffee in the morning. So there I put the little bed, find a nice little spot. Back to the panning around because I kind of failed at it. And this is where I get the idea of what would it look like from the air. So I'm flying on up, and from the top they look kind of the same. Okay, and that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I love reading your comments, so please comment anything to be about the cats, about future episodes, about something you would like to see on the channel, anything. Other than that, this is Sergeant Alex, and I hope you have a nice day.